Are the indices about to fall off a cliff? Why is the euro and the pound so strong? Let's find out, because it's time to start swinging like Mike Tyson in his prime. It's time for the weekly forecast. Welcome to Simply Forex. If you want in-depth market analysis, trade ideas, tips and advice so you can succeed at trading, then you're definitely in the right place. Also, if you stay to the end of the vid, I'm going to give you all of my trade ideas for this week. And if that sounds like a plan, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Thank you very much. Let's start with euro strength, guys, right? It is stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone combined into an amazing 80s action superhero. It's crazy strong, right? But does this mean we can take advantage of this euro strength, right? Now, we're looking at the weekly chart, right? Because these are swing trades, guys, right? And the answer is no. Right, if you just look at euro US dollar, yeah, we're clearly in an uptrend, right? There's no doubt about it. But if you start buying euro US dollar up here, there's just no value, right? You know, where would you put your stop? Down here? And then you want to get 1:1, you've got your target up here. You know, there's no value. For me to trade most of the euro pairs, I would need a retrace and then I can start buying. But no value in buying a lot of the euro pairs. In fact, if we look at euro Aussie dollar on the weekly chart, we have hit, you know, a critical weekly level here, right? And it's held on to that level. If anything, you would be better off trading the retrace. I know it's in an uptrend, right? This would be an against trend trade. But in the case of euro Aussie dollar, it's at a nice resistance level, is overbought, and you'll be better off selling it, right? All I'd be waiting for, guys, on the day chart is a bearish candle, right? You've got this wick that held onto that level. If that's followed by a big bearish red candle, I think this has some room to the downside, right? The euro needs a retrace, okay? So that's how I would trade euro Aussie dollar. And the only other pair I would be interested in with the euro is euro pound. Okay, now if we look at the weekly chart, okay, I think this has some room back up to here. And it's not crazy overbought, you know, like a lot of the euro pairs is crazy overextended. This one isn't, right? Here's the moving average 20. It's not millions of miles away. And I think this has a little bit of room just to take back up to this level. Again, we'd need a little bit of a retrace, potentially, you know, down to the moving average 20, and then we can start buying euro pound. And if you think about what I'm saying with this trade is that I think euro is stronger than pound, okay? But pound has been crazy strong as well. So that's how strong the euro is. And another interesting euro pair would be euro Swiss franc, right? Now, if we look at the weekly chart, right, this is in an uptrend, right? And it's broken this level, okay? It has, fact, right? The body of this candle has broken this level, and I think it has room to go into. The only problem with it is this wick, right? That is quite a selling wick. If we look at the day chart, right, do you want to start buying into these candles? Probably not yet. Maybe it requires a deeper retrace, you know, maybe into this grey zone, maybe the moving average 20 catches up, yeah, and then we can look to buy it, right? So there are some trades we're looking at with euro pairs, but the majority are overextended, and you'll be better off trading the retrace against trend. So there's the euro, guys. And obviously I think euro is stronger than the pound. But the pound, I mean, look at the pound. This is, if we look at the weekly chart, look at that as well. Crazy strong. Okay, now this is less overextended than the euro, right? But again, you know, We're in an uptrend. Okay, it is overextended, but I think pound US dollar still has a little bit more room up to this 1.3 thousand level. We're in an uptrend. We're above the moving average 20. We've got a nice big bullish weekly candle. I think we can take pound US dollar to 1.3 thousand. Okay. Another pound pair I'm looking at, some of them are too overextended, like pound New Zealand dollar, right? It's a little bit too far away from the moving average 20, right? It's just too overextended for me, pound New Zealand dollar. Pound Aussie dollar, again, a little bit overextended. I think it has a little bit more room to move into, but yeah, just a tad too overextended for me with those pairs. Again, another really interesting one is pound Swiss franc. Like euro Swiss franc was an interesting pair, so is pound Swiss franc. And we're going to look at the daily chart here, right? So if we go back a couple of days, right? If you look at that as a trade, pound Swiss franc on the day chart, you're saying, Tom, I am going to buy the living daylights out of that. And I'd be like, yes, my friend, fill your boots, right? We've broken a key level, right? The massively bullish daily candle. We know we're getting all of this pound strength, okay? And, we're all thinking buys. Totally agree. Then a couple of days later, right, we have this situation, okay? Still in a daily uptrend, but then you have to envisage how that looks on the weekly chart, right? So let's have a look at the weekly chart. Now that big bearish weekly candle has held on to the top of this range. And if anything, I would say that's now a sell trade, okay? Especially when we take a look at the indices as well, right? Some flight to safety pairs could be, gaining strength this week. So, yeah, euro and pound strength haven't necessarily led to a lot of trades, but there are a couple in there which I pinpointed, guys. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe, smash that notification button, and please smash the like button. If you haven't already, please come join our trading community. We have traders in there sharing knowledge, ideas. You can have a chit chat. So please come join our free Discord channel. It's free. Also, guys, if you want access, if you want to improve as a trader and you want access to all of our premium trading education, then please go check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. Okay, so go check that out as well, guys. All the information is below the vid. Also, guys, each week I'm going to ask for your trading questions. So if you are struggling with certain aspects of trading and you would like our help at Simply Forex, then leave a question and we will answer it in one of our videos. All right, so yeah, leave a question. Don't be shy. Right, the next thing to look at, guys. So we've got some euro strength, pound strength. We've got a couple of trade ideas there. I guess the next one to look at is US dollar. We're going to look at the indices as well, guys, because they've broken some crucial levels. But let's take a look at the US dollar. Right now, obviously, we touched on it with pound US dollar, right? Still think we have a little bit more room. So US dollar weakness and euro US dollar, right? These are obviously flying, right? Do these have a little bit more room, right? Overextended, but flying. Now, euro and pound are an exception, okay? Because the rest of the US dollar pairs, let's take a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. What we have, let's start with the monthly chart, actually. What we have is monthly, right? We've got monthly buyers in this market because it's a key support level, and we've got weekly sellers at this level, right? So a lot of the US dollar pairs, I'll show you more examples, are just kind of stuck in this, range, really. We'll find this to be a range. Okay, so there's no trade there. Aussie dollar, US dollar is a little bit stuck between these two forces acting on it. Weekly sellers, monthly buyers. US dollar CAD and is the same. Let's take a look at US dollar CAD. Again, if we show you the monthly chart, at a key monthly level, right? Really is a key monthly level there. And sellers have come into the market. And if you look at the weekly, we've got weekly buyers. You've got this here, you've got weekly sellers, monthly sellers, weekly buyers. And we find ourselves with a bit of an indecision candle last week, right? So that's tricky as well. And also New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? Again, if we go to the monthly, we're at a key monthly level. Okay, and then if we go to the weekly, we're at a weekly resistance level. And again, we might find, maybe a bit of action like this with those pairs. Now, one US dollar pair I do like is US dollar yen sells. Okay, because if we look at the weekly chart, we have got a weekly uptrend at this point. Okay, and then bang, we have got last week's candle breaking all of these lows here and this key level, right? So US dollar yen is now in a downtrend. Okay, I would look to take price back down to this 146 level, and then if not, it could come all the way back down to these lows and this 141 level. All right, but that is a structure break on the weekly chart. Let's take a quick look how this looks on the daily chart. Okay, so it's broken, right? But, we're seeing a bit of buying pressure here. So we could expect maybe a retrace into this gray zone. Maybe the moving average 20 comes round, and then we could look to sell US dollar Japanese yen. Now, another reason why I really like US dollar yen is because yen is a flight to safety currency pair, right? And we're also seeing some strength in the Swiss franc as a result as well. And there's a couple of Swiss franc trades I'm going to show you, so stay tuned for that. Now, it's all to do, I said I wouldn't talk about these levels again, but I have to. We look at the weekly chart. That is a break of a key level, right? The indices were ranging between here and here. This is the Nasdaq, same with the S&P. And we've now got this bearish candle, right, that has broken that wick and all of these lows, right? And for the first time in a long time, right, we've had these are all weekly candles, right? We've broken the moving average 20 as well. So we've had a structure breaking below the moving average 20. Where will the indices go, right? I think it has more room to the downside. We have some levels on our way down here. Could it come down to this level? Could it make its way all the way back down to here, right? For it to make its way all the way back down to here, the poo would really need to hit the fan in the economy, right? But, I'm not a fundamental trader, but with all these tariffs, right, people think perhaps this could lead to a US recession. So, that could play into this indice dropping off a cliff as well. Now, I think it has more room to the downside. And because of that, as you can imagine, if the economy, the indices are a very good marker of how the economy is doing, obviously. And if these keep dropping, right, then you are going to get flight to safety strength, right? Japanese yen and Swiss franc in particular, right? If this keeps dropping, these will become strong. Okay, and as you know, I liked US dollar yen sells, which plays into this yen strength. Okay, so yeah, key break that, right? If we look at the S&P, the body of the candle needs to break it, and it has. It's broken that low, broken all of these lows in here, right? Where can it go? Now, again, it is hitting straight into a level here, right? That is a level, and it is hitting into that level, right? But again, I think potentially a little bit of a sell-off. If we look at the monthly chart, this will show us how, overextended things are, right? If we look at the moving average 20, right? This is the mean. If you go back in history, right, that doesn't matter where in history, it will always want to come back. Like this is super overextended, it comes back to the mean. This is super overextended, it wants to come back to the mean, right? Now, what you need to bear in mind with that is the moving average 20 travels with price. So as this catches up, it might only drop down to here, right? But it wants to catch up with that moving average 20. So that suggests we have a bit more selling to come on the indices, right? We shall see. If we look at the day chart, it's not a selling candle, right? It's not, yeah? This is very bullish. So can we expect indices to come up first, right? Moving average 20 comes round, yeah? And then we start seeing bearish candles in here. Then we can look to sell some of the indices, right? So, yeah, if this indice weakness continues, then we can expect a, strength in those flight to safety currency pairs. So US dollar yen I like, and it's also led to a couple of Swiss franc pairs. So Aussie dollar Swiss franc, if we look at the weekly chart, right, we have seen this break of these lows in here. Got a big bearish candle, right, breaking these lows. I think Aussie dollar Swiss franc has a bit of room to move into back to this 5,500 psychological level, if not further. Okay, so that's a trade idea. And also New Zealand Swiss franc. Obviously, these are highly correlated. But again, weekly chart, weekly candle, breaking these lows in here. I zoom out a little bit, can it make its way back down to these lows? Okay, so another potential trade idea there. And the last thing we want to look at is gold. Before I do, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash that like button. Please come join our trading community on the free Discord. And if you want to improve as a trader, please check out our website. All the information is below this vid. And don't forget to leave us a trading question below the vid as well. Now, gold is an interesting one, guys, right? Because on the weekly chart, we know, again, it's crazy overextended up here, right? Again, here's the moving average 20, right? And at this very overextended level, we had a very nice bearish weekly candle, right? And sellers for me are still in control because if you look at this candle, it's not super bullish and we have a bit of a top wick, right? So this would suggest we still have some movement to the downside with gold. And I like this 2,800 level. And what supports this idea is the day chart. This is in a downtrend, right? We just follow the day chart, bang, right? We're breaking these lows, even this low with this candle right here. So we have actually had a structure break, right? Is this the new lower high? We shall see, but we're definitely getting lower lows, right? And we're at the moving average 20, and we're starting to see a bit of uncertainty in the market. But if I see a big bearish candle, take control, sellers take control, I will start selling gold as well. All right, guys. So, yeah, that is the weekly forecast for all you swingers out there. Have a great trading week, and I'll see you soon.